Hey, welcome to the Campbell Manahan show. I'm back. We're doing another movie review podcast with my friend Gabe Jenkins. We just saw Spider-Man. I saw it 2 nights ago. I think Gabe, you saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're here once again to talk about another movie, this time Spider-Man. I mean, it was maybe my most anticipated movie this summer, even though Odyssey, I expected to maybe be better. I just prefer the character Spider-Man. Like I'm just biased towards a Spider-Man movie. But yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. Are you ready to give just like a rating out of
Yeah.
10? Are you ready to
Yeah.
go jump right in?
Yeah, I think so. For me, I'm a big Spider-Man guy, but for me, this movie didn't fully feel like a Spider-Man story to me.
Okay, yeah.
It felt like a MCU establishing movie, it was still
Sure.
really good, but it didn't feel like a Spider-Man movie, so that kind of brought me down a little bit. I
Yeah.
think I've got it at like a 7.8 right now.
Okay. So I'm a little bit higher than you then, but I also am not because I've seen this on the internet. A lot of people are like higher than anything, like higher than any Spider-Man movie, and I'm like, that's crazy. I have it at an 8.4, where I was like, it's in the eights, about halfway up, but I would want it if we're rounding to the nearest number, I would want it to be an 8, not a 9, basically. That's why I gave it an 8.4.
Okay.
Um I think visually this movie beats all the other Tom Holland movies like in terms of like how it looked. It destroys the other Tom Holland movies. The suit looked better. It was a real suit, which was very noticeable. The suit looked great. The colors were good. The action sequences were awesome. Um but there was just a little bit that maybe I don't know how much I can get into without spoiling the movie, but there's just things that fell flat for me,
Mm.
and
Yeah,
I didn't like
I
as
I
much as
liked
other movies.
I liked a lot of the aspects of it. I thought the comedy was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought, the characters in it were all really good. I thought the plot just kind of it for me, movies aren't exactly about A and B, but, like, what happens in between A and B.
sure.
And
Yeah.
for me, what happens in between A and B didn't really get me going too much. I feel like everything really led up to the ending, and the ending was phenomenal,
Yeah.
but, I feel like everything in between just wasn't quite spectacular.
It was kinda what my worry was after watching the trailer was that there's just too much. Like, when the trailer, I was like, "This is kind of insane," and I kind of felt like there was just a lot going on throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, I thought the acting was quite good for most, characters. I thought it was maybe I think it was in a full movie, I think it was the best that Tom Holland was as Spider-Man. Um, I think still I would go his best individual scene. I love his acting in the, Aunt May dying scene,
Mm.
and right after when he's on, like, the rooftop and the other 3 Spider-Man come talk to him and all that. I think he's amazing in that scene, but that's his peak maybe for me, but as a whole, I thought he was great in the whole movie.
I think
Um,
this is the best portrayal of Spider-Man in any movie. I
it's really
now
good.
plot
It's really
aside,
good.
I thought the plot was kinda lackluster, but I think this is the best portrayal of Spider-Man in any movie,
Yeah.
and thinking about that, maybe that will bump up my score higher as time, like, goes on,
So
but
yeah,
I
so
kinda
that's what
just
I
felt
want.
underwhelmed from it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, where I think maybe my rating might go up the more I let this movie sit with me,
Mhm.
because we'll get into it. I'm not gonna say which, because we're eventually gonna talk about all Spider-Man movies and our rankings
Yeah.
of them, so I'm not gonna say which movie, but there's a specific movie that I've just gotten higher and higher on as every time I watch it. Like, I like it more now than I did when I first watched it.
Okay.
And so we'll get into that a little bit later. But, is there any other aspects that's not spoiler that you would want to talk about?
Um, I kinda just had this, like, storytelling, like, concept in my head. So, for all of Tom's movies, and this isn't very
Yeah.
spoilery, so I'm not, like, concerned
You can
about.
spoil, I think, the other movies also. I
Yeah,
think that's
so
fair. If you haven't seen that by now,
Homecoming
that's your fault.
yeah, Homecoming answered the question of who is Spider-Man in this universe? What
Yeah.
is Spider-Man doing? How does he react to situations? What is Spider-Man without the tech? That's what Homecoming did. And then Far From Home answered, who is Peter Parker because he wanted to be away from Spider-Man for that month. He was trying to figure himself out.
Yeah.
And then No Way Home fundamentally asks, what does Spider-Man choose when it comes down to Spider-Man or Peter Parker? And in the comics, almost
Chose
every time it's
Spider-Man.
always Spider-Man.
Chose
And
Spider-Man.
that's what happened in No Way Home. But Brand New Day asks a question that doesn't really get asked. It asks, is there Spider-Man without Peter Parker?
Yeah.
Without the influence of the people around him, without the everyday help that he gets from characters like Aunt May or MJ or in this universe Ned, but also Harry in the other Spider-Man universes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a really good concept. It's kind of the reverse of Spider-Man 2, where Spider-Man 2, Toby Spider-Man has all the problems because he's neglecting Spider-Man, but he's
Mhm.
choosing Peter. This one, it's the opposite. He has problems because he's choosing Spider-Man, not choosing Peter. And it I think this is fair to say because this is in the trailer. It causes his mutation where he gets the organic webbing. That's shown in the trailer. It
Yeah.
is it's a big part of this movie is the fact that his body is changing and how's he going to deal with that. I thought they handled that whole like pretty well.
Yeah.
I think you can do it better, but I thought it was done pretty well. You clearly feel that uh Tom Spider-Man's not in a good spot throughout most of this movie. He is depressed. Um he seems he's depressed, but at the same time, while being depressed, and what I love about this is Spider-Man is still just the best person. Like it's so clear that he's just awesome. He's just a
Yeah.
good guy constantly, even though he's going through all this depression. He's still saving everyone. He's still doing what he needs to do. He's still he's still with great power comes great responsibility, and he is
Mhm.
still living up to that responsibility that he has.
And s
And I love that.
I had kind of like a mind bubble like yesterday when I was thinking about doing this episode with you. I
Yeah.
thought about people were always talking that they want Spider-Man to be broke and alone again.
Yeah.
But I don't think people wanted Spider-Man to be broke again because they want him to be broke. That's not they don't love the character because he's broke. They love the character because he's humble. And I
Yeah.
felt like that was directed beautifully in this movie. He continued time and time again to be down to earth and just asking for help, and he's knowing his limits a little bit, and he's also scared in the movie. He shows more human to him than a lot of superheroes do.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I think I'm with you. It's the best portrayal of the character Spider-Man. Not the best written movie ever, but is the best portrayal of who Spider-Man is in the comics put to screen. This is who Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spider-Man, I should specify, is in the comics, and it is shown greatly. Tom is brilliant in the role. It you feel bad for him constantly throughout this movie, like really bad for him at certain moments, and we'll get to maybe those. I think some of that is spoilery, so I'm not gonna say it. But like you feel for uh Tom Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I think it's a great or it's not a great movie, but it is a good movie. And they do a really good job at Spider-Man. And it shows that Tom did dive into how fans felt about the first three movies. And like he said this on interviews, and you can really feel that like he has answered the fans and given them the Spider-Man they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate the original trilogy like a lot of people seem to do. I thought it was
Yeah,
good. I think you have to think about it in the terms of this is the MCU. This isn't a
totally.
standalone Spider-Man that he can be this low-level fighter for and just have his villains to fight. He had to be capable of going to space in the movie after his own solo movie.
Yeah.
He had to be he had to be capable of all of these things, and that's kind of where the Tony Stark influence came in for him, but he didn't become Iron Man Jr. like a lot of people said to me. I'm like, he's not Iron Man Jr. He just got this tech because that's what was
He
needed for this
he
universe,
couldn't go to
and he
space in his
still
normal suit.
yeah, he still utilized like, thinking to what Spider-Man is, he's not a brilliant scientist in this universe, he's more of a brilliant engineer, and
Yeah.
so, with getting all of that tech, he's now in the movie, he's kind of like back designed it and made it for himself in his own way.
Yeah. I think specifically what another thing people wanted is a Spider-Man movie that is specifically grounded in New York specifically. Because like Far From Home, he's never in New York throughout that movie. Uh Homecoming, he has the Washington D.C. stint. No Way Home, he's in New York, but it's not really a grounded movie. It's got all the multiversal aspects. It's a bit
Yeah.
insane, so it's not grounded. This movie does a good job of being grounded specifically in New York. You can feel that this is a New York movie. He is in New York. He has a New York accent, I would say more than he does in some of the previous movies, even maybe. And he's very New Yorker in this movie. It's very clear. I don't think they leave New York for a single second. This movie, it is super grounded, street level movie, and that's what people wanted it to be, and it is. But it still has like stakes while being street level. But it is a very New York grounded movie. I am ready to move on to spoilers. If you have anything else to add, go for it.
Yeah, I think we're good to go on spoilers. You want to start or you want me?
I'll let you start up, but I would like to preface spoiler warning for
Spoiler,
Spider-Man Brand New Day.
spoiler,
Go see
spoiler.
this movie. Um, yeah, go see this movie in theaters. It is worth seeing. But yeah, spoiler warning. If you watch from here on out without seeing the movie, that is on you, and you're just a weirdo who likes being spoiled. Because we're going to talk about everything. All right,
All
go
right.
ahead, Gabe.
So I'll start with kind of like the thought bubble question that I had was,
Yeah.
is there Spider-Man without Peter Parker? And this movie does a terrific job of trying to
Yeah.
answer that question because he's going through this, he's calling, I think it's the mayor or the police director. I didn't really
Uh,
catch that.
you're talking about the girl who's
Mhm.
yeah, that is it's the police director. Police
Yeah,
captain probably because it's
okay,
Spider-Man. That's typically the name of the game for Spider-Man. There's a police captain, and
right.
she might end up dying in a movie in the future. I wouldn't
Yeah,
be.
yeah, so he's that's the only person he has is this police
Yeah,
captain that's he's working with, but also he's kind of watching MJ and Ned from
yeah,
afar
yeah.
a little
That's the
bit.
montage at the
He's
beginning.
needing that connection to kind of feel fuel to move on with his life, and
Yeah,
it's kind of brutal the entire time,
yeah,
because he wants to talk to Zendaya, he wants to talk to MJ and tell her, but he just can't, and when he finally does, it's not reciprocated, and
yeah.
he's even more ripped out from
Oh,
who
and
Peter Parker is.
let's be clear. He didn't actually tell her. He maybe left the note intentionally. I don't think he left that note intentionally. Sadie Sink's character, who spoiler alert, that's Jean Grey. I'll get into my thoughts about Jean Grey. Let's hold off on Jean Grey. I think that I got a lot of thoughts about her, but she like took the note and gave it back to him, so he just had it on him when he had to go save MJ. So he didn't necessarily want her to see that. She just it was coincidence. So he never even told her. He also never told Ned throughout the movie. Um, it's a bit unclear at the end if Ned now remembers him. We can get into
Right.
that, but um I kind of like how they leave it up for interpretation at the end there.
So, yeah,
But
I saw something that, the obviously, handshake, just muscle
yeah,
memory,
yeah,
but
could be
when he
muscle.
looks up and sees Peter, he's thinking, "Oh, MJ said Spider-Man is Peter. This is Peter. He just introduced himself as Peter
Mm,
Parker." And he's Spider-Man. That's
he
what his
did.
eyes are.
MJ did say Spider-Man was Peter. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's a good point. So maybe, yeah, 'cause I don't think he remembers. I don't think he all of a sudden remembers it. I do think that him and Ned are going to become like best friends again, just because they have the chemistry. So
yeah,
even if they don't have the memories, even if Ned doesn't have the memories with him, they'll become friends again. They just have too much chemistry for them not to be friends. Now, I will say it does set up the fact Ned is a bit Spider-Man obsessed in the point where it could set up a future like Hobgoblin with
yeah.
Ned, because Ned has magical powers and also is weirdly obsessed with Spider-Man. So could be setting something up in the future there. But I do think Ned and Peter will be friends again. I don't think MJ and Peter will get together ever. I think I kind of like how they uh left that where it's like, why would she actually just all of us like with everything we know about the character MJ, why would she just like be like, oh yeah, I guess I do love you? No, she's not gonna be like that. She's
Yeah.
gonna be like, yeah, I guess she loved you, and I get why she loved you, but I don't love you. I don't have those feelings about you. I think you're a good person, but that doesn't mean I love you. And I think that makes sense. They could be like somewhat friends. They can maybe still somewhat be in each other's lives, but it's Peter's gonna have to move on from that. It's something he's gonna have to just deal with.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility, but I also kind of see stepping stones that she might be willing to see this again. And I don't know if the MCU needs to have a Gwen Stacy or a Black Cat character. I think they're
We need a
getting to
black
the
cat.
point in the MCU that they might just be ready to move on. They might be ready to make Spider-Man and MJ here, and then introduce Miles Morales, and then have Tom Holland kind of retire out of it, like he seems to talk about doing. And I think there's a lot of room to just let that story be a story and
Yeah.
then bring in Miles Morales.
Yeah, I Miles Morales will not be touched until Spider-Verse movies are done, but I do think they eventually I think Tom Holland said that he wants to mentor the next Spider-Man. I think it's very clear that the way you do that is Tom Holland literally does a movie with Miles Morales getting introduced into the movie, into the universe, and eventually Tom Spider-Man might even die because that's kind of what happens to Miles Morales typically. But we'll see about that. That's in the future. But yeah, I think very good movie. I got a few more highs on this movie that I'd like to get into. I also have some lows and negatives towards this movie. But a high for me, I really like the fact that they included Yelena. I like how connected
With New
the
York,
universe is.
yeah.
I like the New York. I like the world of New York they are building. I really like it. I also just she's hilarious. Florence Pugh is so good in that role. Also, Spider Man has a lot of self restraint to just sit there while she's just naked in that pool. Well done. But but I think that just yeah, she's hilarious. The like small potatoes, big potatoes thing was hilarious. Also, so not true. Spider-Man solos everyone in the new Avengers except for Sentry. Spider-Man whoops all of them.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so.
Spider-Man as a 15-year-old destroyed Bucky in Civil War.
Yeah.
So like Spider-Man destroys that team. But whatever, it's still really funny. Um
Well, it could also be that in the 4-year period that this movie kind of encapsulates, he restricts himself down rather than going for those big level threats. He's kind of lowers his scope in order to be able to process everything that's going on around him.
which is going to explain why I don't think I think if he's in Doomsday, it's at the very end. I don't think he's going to be a part of Doomsday until maybe the very end, and maybe not at all. He'll be in Secret Wars, but I don't think Spider-Man's going to be a part of Doomsday. Really, it doesn't seem like they want to do that. I do think he has to be part of Secret Wars, and he will be because everyone in the world is going to be part of Secret Wars. But he's going to be a little bit. They're not going to throw Spider-Man in Doomsday, and if they do, it won't be Peter Parker Spider-Man. It could be a different Spider-Man. But I really like Punisher in this movie. I was
Mhm.
shocked how much Punisher we got. I thought we got a
Yeah.
lot more than I thought we were gonna get, but he's hilarious in the role. Um, I like that Frank is a little bit nicer to Spider-Man because he's a good person. Like when we see Frank interact with other heroes, it's like him like fighting Daredevil and like being pissed off at Daredevil. But Matt also like aggravates him, and Matt will like go after him if he tries to kill. Spider-Man obviously doesn't want Frank to kill at all either. But Frank actually listens to Spider-Man more because Spider-Man's really nice to him. So I think like Frank actually is friends with Spider-Man. I kind of like that a lot. He was hilarious in this movie. I thought pretty much everything with Frank Castle was so funny. Really well done. I thought it was really funny when they were fighting the Hulk and he's just like sliding under shooting. I was like, that does nothing, but it's so Frank
Yeah,
Castle. It's so funny.
it was
It does
so
nothing to the
their
Hulk. That does
dynamic was great. Their
yeah,
dynamic was great. I do think it's kinda hard for me because on one hand, it felt like the Punisher was cartoonified a little bit. He was
sure.
very silly compared to the end of season 1 of The Punisher
Yeah.
where he's dragging a dude's face through broken glass, and
Yeah,
it's
and they couldn't make it as it's not an R-rated movie, so they couldn't have him do
yeah, that's where I'm like, I understand.
Yeah,
it was more fun this way. I don't know if their characters would, but also Tom Holland and oh my god, John
they're so good
Bernthal and
together.
Tom Holland, they've done so much work together. They are
They
so
mesh. Their chemistry is
interconnected.
awesome.
They're great, and I think they made it work really
Yeah.
well.
Oh, it was super good. I think that was a major high for me in the movie, even if it's a bit like. And I this movie has a bit of stuff where I'm like, it was a bit messy at points. I don't think Punisher's inclusion is messy. I think it makes sense. Like I
Yeah,
fully understand everything Frank does. I love the fact that until the very end, he has not seen Spider-Man's face. Like
yeah.
Tom's like, I'll work with you, but we're just work colleagues. Like that's all we are. I kind of love that. It's really funny. Is like, dude, you still won't show me your effing face? Like, come on.
Yeah, I also love the end when he put on the Spider-Man mask and he was celebrating in the window, and then they cut to inside the hospital, and you just hear him go, "Ugh, ugh."
It's really funny. He's super funny. I want like I just want more stuff in this New York. I love the New York characters that they have built up, and they're just so good. I want them to be as connected as possible. I want more New York storylines. It's really good. But yeah, I thought that was really good. Are you ready to get into Jean Grey?
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right. So
there's so much
there's
with
so
this.
much. So Jean Grey is Sadie Sink's character. It was not played as if we didn't know that she was Jean Grey for pretty much most of the movie. I thought it's now, after watching this movie, really dumb that Marvel didn't just tell us she was Jean Grey. Because it would have let her do more of a press campaign. They made Sadie Sink basically say nothing about the movie because she couldn't say who her character was. But either way, Sadie
But
Sink is Jean Grey.
but putting the marketing brain on, everyone now is saying think about if you just say it's Jean Grey, then you have a billion or you have 100 like little theories about what is Jean Grey doing in this movie? Why is she doing this? But
Sure.
if you say who she's we don't know, guys, she might not be Jean Grey. Suddenly there's
Maybe
a
not.
million people that she
What if
could
she's
be.
MJ?
Like, yeah. What if it's another MJ?
It was never going to be Mary Jane. Never once was it going to be Mary Jane. Also, there was mind control going on in the trailer. I was just like, I walked in the movie 95% sure it was Jean Grey. And then I was like, yep, it's Jean Grey.
Yeah,
But
when it happened in my when the her ID says she's Jean
it was
Grey.
so anticlimactic of
It
a
wa
reveal, also.
Yeah, and all of my everyone in my theater my theater was full, that's something to say. My theater was
Yes, mine
completely
was
full,
also. Yeah.
but everyone in my theater went, "Mm." It wasn't a, it was, "Mm."
So I just did nothing because I knew it was going to happen. Like, I was just like, okay. I kind of chuckled a little bit because I was like, that was a dumb reveal. Like, the way they did that reveal was like, okay, come on. We can do a better reveal than that. But because they're playing it like it should be a major reveal. There was a few people in my theater that were like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Dude, come on! You just didn't watch the trailer. Like, you must not have watched the trailer because that's crazy that you didn't know this." But uh, yeah, she's Jean Grey. Jean Grey, major player for the X Men. Typically a good character. She does have the Dark Phoenix side where she can be a bit evil. She was so evil in this movie. She until the end, but she was evil. She basically like committed assault on Tom Holland when making him kiss MJ as she was MJ. That was also just be in Tom's shoes of I love this person, they don't remember me. All of a sudden they start remembering and now I'm kissing them and then turns out Sadie Sink's character. Like that's terrible. She also just walked an old guy out to the middle of the road and he died. He just got hit by a car and he's probably dead. He was old and just got hit by like a car going 50 mph. So that's a dead guy. She killed a guy right there, like for no reason, basically, just to like prove a point that she could. I think was the reason there. Now I will say, Damage Control is the overall main villain in this movie, and they are more evil than she was. I'm not gonna say that, but I think she was maybe a little too evil.
To me, I don't feel that argument as much to me because there is plenty of anti-heroes in the MCU that are far worse. Frank Castle is a more horrible person
Oh yeah, but
than
but
her.
no. but I never once would say Frank Castle's a good person.
Okay, but this isn't set up to make you say that Jean Grey is a good person. The initial
I think
setup
they're
here is to make you think this is a very, very powerful person that
sure.
needs to be feared and needs to be controlled, and that's setting up the inhibitor collar, which is so insane that it's in this movie, and even more insane that it came from Spider-Man. So if you don't know, every X
Yeah,
every
we
X-Men
already have
run
it.
every X-Men run, the inhibitor collars come out, and it's bad news because
It makes
you're
mutants not have their
essentially
powers.
you're essentially playing with genes. You're essentially saying, "No, these are bad genes. These are genes that don't get to come out and show themselves because we don't they're too powerful, they're too scary for us." And that's a lot of what, Banner was saying, Professor Banner. He was saying, "How do you know which ones are good? How do you choose which
Yeah, yeah, he
how do
was
you
like, "That
choose which
that's
DNA to
dangerous.
turn
That's a
off?"
dangerous
And
game you're playing, Spider-Man."
he's
He
like
didn't say Spider-Man 'cause he didn't
especially when Spider-Man's like, "Could you make a universal one for anything?" And he's like,
whoa.
"Whoa." And then Spider-Man does make a universal one
Yeah.
and gives it to Damage Control,
A
who
mistake. Big mistake.
by the way, makes a anti-Spider-Man canon. So
Yeah.
why aren't they going to scale this up and make, as mutants come into this world, inhibitor collars for
Oh,
mutants?
they're going to.
Yeah.
They totally are, yeah. No, I mean, Damage Control is going to be a villain to stay. And, I forget the name of the organization that typically is in X-Men comics, but they're just replacing them. The Damage Control is that. It will be they're going to be evil to stay. Yeah, that's happening. I thought and this is a problem I have. The trailer showed Spider-Man fighting the Hand, right?
Mhm.
The second I see Damage Control working with the Hand, I'm like, bang, they're evil. Immediately. There's no doubt in my mind, this is a twist villain of the movie, is that they are
Yeah.
the evil one. And it's like, okay, so to me, I don't think that's the problem with the writing of the movie. I think that's simply a problem with the trailer. They should not have shown the Hand fighting Spider-Man. They didn't need to show that because they showed the Hand or they showed Spider-Man fighting the Hulk. That's enough to get butts in seats. So just don't show that, and then I won't immediately be like, boom, you're working with the Hand, you're evil if you're working with the Hand. And so Damage Control, they were the twist villain of the whole movie, except there wasn't really that big of a twist. It wasn't a great reveal of the twist, but they were the villain of the movie. Um, I thought the head of Damage Control was just kind of like he was just a guy who was there. I didn't really care for his performance that much as a villain. He was just kind of he existed. It was whatever. Uh, but yeah, Damage Control is the villain. They killed Jean Grey's sister, doing tests on her. They were gonna do the same to Sadie Sink, Jean Grey, and make her like, they want her power. They want to figure out how she has her power so they can replicate it and give it to their people. Basically, that's their whole plan there. I'm
I
sure
wanna
they will
say
be.
that I loved the VMAX reveal,
Yeah,
because
no, I like
I
that.
thought the entire time I'm trying to think,
What
"Okay,
is
what
VMAX?
could VMAX be?" And then
Yeah,
when they revealed it's a
it's like nothing.
person, I'm like, "Okay, what first name superhero is V? What's a V
Yeah.
superhero?" And then I just couldn't think of anyone, and it was Ventilation Max
Yeah, I
looking
like
at the
that, and
ceiling
then
before
but
she
that's
died.
also right when she's like, "That's the last thing she saw then, so she's dead." I like the way they did that. I thought that was
Mhm.
really good. I thought Sadie Sink, by the way, is still a phenomenal actress and was awesome in the role as Jean Grey. I am
Absolutely.
still excited to see her in future projects with the X-Men. I'm happy she's a character here to stay. I just thought they made her maybe a little bit too evil, but
Yeah.
that's all I thought there. I thought maybe she coulda just not killed the innocent man. I understand why she was being evil. Like, I understand her whole motivation is to find her sister, and I get that. And she knows that she doesn't see herself as a villain because she sees Damage Control as like the worst people ever. You can like explain that to Spider-Man. Like this is like
Mm.
like that's just something you can do. You can he'll listen. Like you can talk it out and explain that to Spider. I think she just handled that improperly. Like she could have been better at that. But
Yeah.
whatever, she was filled with rage and
She was
it
fueled with rage, and also Spider-Man took the side of Damage Control pretty much instantly. So
Yeah.
she didn't really all instantly have the opportunity to do so.
Well, 'cause Spider-Man's been giving all his bad guys up to damage control, which
Yeah.
is wild now, 'cause it's like, okay, yeah. I'm sure these guys that could form a Sinister Six someday are real safe in the
Yeah.
damage control prison.
Yeah, I also thought it was interesting, kinda going back to you talking about the hand, that everything they showed in the trailer, it kind of felt like in the first 30 seconds it was over. They did that montage of him
Yeah.
attacking all the villains, and you're like, "Oh, so we're not
We didn't
gonna get
actually
to see
see
that."
fights. The shots we saw in the trailer were actually just the shot of the fight. That was it. So,
Yep,
like, that's all we saw.
yep,
Like, you hear, like, tombstones in this movie, yeah, for 2 seconds of screen time. Like,
yep,
tarantulas in this movie, yeah, for 2 seconds of screen time. Like, it's like, whatever. Scorpion at least has another fight, and it was cool. I
mhm,
like the Scorpion suit. I like the tail. It was cool. Um, I but yeah, I mean, it wasn't Scorpion controlling that fight. It was Jean Grey controlling that fight, but still, it was Scorpion fighting Spider-Man and still looked cool. I loved the action in this movie. I thought the Hulk fight sequence was awesome. My only problem with it is once again, they showed too much of that fight scene in the marketing. They don't need to show that much in the marketing. Show Spider-Man, the clip where Spider-Man's like, I didn't know you could get that big, and the Hulk's like hulking out. Show just that. Because that implies Spider-Man fights the Hulk. Show just that. Don't show all the cool action sequence. Don't tell me that Punisher is part of this fight. Just show that, and it would have been great. Now, I do like that Jean Grey made the Hulk fully Hulk out and then took over Frank Castle. I thought that was really smart. That was a good plan.
mhm.
Um, she also very interesting to note. She is already close to the peak of her powers, which is very interesting to note when the X-Men come up because she is already this powerful. How much more can she get? Now, typically, when she gets even more and more powerful, it's when she starts becoming the Dark Phoenix and becomes a bit of a villain. But she's already super powerful. That's going to be a very major, I think, player in the X-Men movies. And that is the next team up movie that we get. That we don't get after Secret Wars. The next like big team movie will be an X-Men movie. They've not set a release date for that, but that'll be very interesting. Do you have anything else you want to talk about for this?
I think I just kinda wanted to talk about one of the, like, major themes of this, movie is, like, coming out of trauma with
Sure.
growth, because Spider-Man, he's coming out of extreme trauma of losing his aunt, losing everyone around him, and getting enveloped in just being Spider-Man, and that causes him to have, for whatever reason, kinda mid-writing, that causes him to go through a mutation to get even more
Yeah,
spider-like.
I think it was that plus the fact that say Sync for a second got into his head and he saw Aunt May for that half second. I think that plus that just caused this like, and then the mutation happened right after that. It was
Yeah, and
that
then
spiked.
Sadie Sink, Jean Grey also came through her transformation into more powerful, came
Yeah,
through extreme trauma as she's being tested on. She got there was something where you saw the neurons firing, and then you saw 100 neurons firing, and then you saw 1,000, and you just saw it
yeah.
blow up into she's a lot more powerful than at the start of the movie.
Yeah. One thing I would like to point out, do you think this movie would have been better if Spider-Man died? Because he gets shot, he
No,
takes the bullet for Jean Grey. You think it would have been better if he died at the end there?
no.
I don't know if it would have been better, but it would have been interesting because I don't know. There's something there. I think you maybe could have done that. I like that Sadie, but I do like that Jean Grey saved him because that makes me feel even better about her as a person by the end of the movie. That he took a bullet for her. She returns the favor and keeps him alive after that. That was good. I like that Frank's the one waiting in the hospital for him. That's awesome. Um, and also I think made sure that nobody like that he made sure he realized how much the secret identity matters to
Yeah,
Peter and make sure nobody knows about that because secret identity better matter to Peter after what's happened in the past with him and with him and his secret identity. It's
yeah.
he clearly needs to keep this thing and yeah, that was very interesting. I was so weirded out when watching the trailer when he was fighting the hand with his mask off. And then once I realized, oh, it's a sync controlling the hand, it made sense to me. I was like, oh, okay. That now all of a sudden it just makes sense now that okay. she's just controlling them. So they don't remember that he's looks like that because they don't remember anything from that. And
Right.
they made that very clear with MJ that you literally just remember nothing. You just
Yep.
teleport basically, and all of a sudden you're in this new place, and you're like, what happened? But
Which, by the way, pretty freaky. I don't think I
yeah,
would want that.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't. Once again, I don't want to live in New York as a random normal person in this Marvel universe. Nothing good happens to you, like ever. There's just nothing good ever happening to you. You also have this like everyone has this trauma of like half your family died for a little bit. Also, like there's just nothing good that happens to normal
Well,
people.
that's the
And
whole world. That's not New York.
yeah, I know, but like they still have that also, as well as like Avengers 1, as well as like just a century taking over like a good chunk of the world in Thunderbolt or of the city in Thunderbolts and making them live all of their trauma. Like there's just nothing good that happens to you in New York if you're just a normal dude. So don't just move. You can move. Move to like literally anywhere. Random town, North Dakota. Just move there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like but yeah. Um, but yeah, no, good, really good movie, not great movie. Are you ready to rank your Spider-Man movies? I asked you to come prepared with Spider-Man movie rankings. There are 11 total Spider-Man movies. Did you come prepared?
I did come prepared, and I reserve the right to retract any statement I make at any
Sure.
point. Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing is like, yeah, I bounce I took a while on this list. Like I bounce around with a lot of these. But I think I have you've seen all 11, right?
Yeah, I've seen all
Okay,
of them.
good. That's good. That helps this because the Nolan one we had not seen all of them, but this should be a little bit better. You want to go from the bottom up? I think that makes the most sense.
Sure.
All right, and I gave actual numerical values out of 10 also for these movies, just because that's helped me rank them.
Okay.
Um, but I'm gonna go last place, The Amazing Spider-Man, the first one.
The first one?
Yep.
The first, not the
Yeah.
second one.
Yes. So the second one's also gonna be low on this list. Um, the second one has some highs that I like more than the highs of The Amazing Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man is just so like nothing. It's such a nothing burger throughout most of that movie. I preface this in I think Andrew Garfield could be a really good Spider-Man. I think his writing is dog shit in almost every movie in all three of the movies or all two of the movies because he's awesome in No Way Home. He can be a really good Spider-Man. I think there's just nothing in this movie of substance. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 has a little bit of like it visually looks really cool. The suit's awesome. There's some cool action sequences, even though it's such a mess and kind of sucks also. Like I'm not defending that movie. I am not an enjoyer of that movie. I just don't like either of these movies, and I'm gonna put The Amazing Spider-Man 1 at last place in Spider-Man rankings.
Okay, I disagree with you almost on, like, everything you just
Yeah,
said, but well, I'll get to that when I rank the Amazing TASM 1, but for me, 11 is TASM 2. TASM 2 is the
sure.
worst
Yeah.
one.
It's bad. I mean, I'm gonna just spoil this. I have it at 10. Does that make you feel a little better? Like
No,
I still
because no, because
because
it's
you like
worse
The
than the
Amazing
first one.
Spider-Man 1.
It's worse than the first one. Okay, so TASM 2 to me,
Yeah.
it's really cool visually, and
Yeah,
I think that's all I really enjoyed out of it.
sure.
I don't enjoy Hobgoblin in it.
Oh, no, it's terrible.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
gonna defend any villain. Electro's also like he's not as bad as Hobgoblin, but he
just kinda
sucks.
mid. He's just kinda mid.
Um, the parent stuff is like some of the worst stuff ever. Just it stinks. Um, but it does have I like the Gwen death. I like the ending. And I like the action. And that's it. Like I and the visuals are the swinging scenes are really cool. I still think I will say Brand New Day swinging scenes were also awesome. Its action was awesome. It is the best we've seen since Spider-Man 2. I need to rewatch Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't know if it's actually I don't remember which one's better. But Amazing Spider-Man 2 is on par with Brand New Day in terms of like the visual everything. And that's why I give it the slight edge over Amazing Spider-Man 1 cuz I just think there's nothing in that movie. I just don't like anything. I think there's some stuff where I'm like that's fine, but there's nothing that I like. There's no like highs of it for me. The highs of Spider-Man 2 or of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 are just higher for me. But both movies suck. I'm not defending Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Well, here's the thing, I don't think either movie is unwatchable to me.
Sure, no.
I liked both of them. I
Both of
think
them
they're
are 5
fine.
out of 10 or higher. That's
Okay,
all
5 out of 10
watchable
or
for me.
higher, okay.
So 5
I
out of
can
10
do
is the lowest I go here.
okay.
They're all watchable movies, yes. Every Spider-Man movie I will throw on and have a fun time watching.
Yeah. So you're up.
No, I think you're up now
Oh, is
because
it
I
me?
just gave you Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah.
Okay, so my 10 is Spider-Man 3.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. There's it's just kinda
Yeah.
hodgepodge of
Mhm.
everything. It's not perfect. I like
It's
Sandman in it. I think the Sandman
yeah,
story is my favorite part of it.
I agree.
But other than that, it just kind of it's all thrown together.
It's kind of a mess. The memes actually make it a little better because it's kind of like you can laugh at it now, which is funny. But no, not a very good movie. It's a complete mess. Emo Parker sucks. I think it's my least favorite. Well, it's by far my least favorite Tobey movie because I actually like all the other Tobey movies. And also like I think he's the worst in it out of the three Tobey movies. That's his worst performance in my opinion. Um, I never liked Mary Jane that much in those movies, and I didn't love her in that movie either. It's just yeah, it's got nothing. I have it at 9. So I like it a little bit more. I think because and it's simply because I can laugh at it. I like it a little bit more than the Amazing Spider-Mans, but that is pretty much the only reason there. It's not a good movie. I don't like it. I don't hate it either, but like it's just like I will throw it on once again. I will do like if I do a day of watching all three Tobey Spider-Man movies, I'm having a happy day. Like that is a fun time for me. And I like the character Spider-Man a lot. But yeah, I don't know. You got any more thoughts on Spider-Man 3?
Not really, no, no, there's just
Yeah.
kind of like, "Oh, it's there." Yeah.
It's kind of messed up that that's still the only time we've seen the symbiote suit. We got to see it again because
Mhm.
I think we're going to see it again with Tom Holland, but we'll see.
Who knows?
All right, so what's your 9?
Did you give your 9?
I did. That was Spider-Man 3.
Dude, I just thought you were ranting about Spider-Man 3,
No, it's my
and that's
9. Yeah, sorry. Spider-Man 3 is my 9.
okay. Okay, my 9 is Homecoming for me.
Whoa. Ooh. Okay, it's gonna be a while for me to say Homecoming game.
I just feel
I like that we're disagreeing. I like that we disagree this much on this. Okay, wow. All right, go.
I just feel like Homecoming is kinda like it's one of the I think it's the most Spider-Man story out of the Tom Holland movies. I
Okay.
think it's the most Spider-Man, but I also think it's the least of a finished product. I think it's
Hmm.
his weakest performance as Spider-Man. He's better in Civil War, he's better in Infinity War,
He's better
he's
in Civil War for sure.
he's
Now it's
better than
short.
in every other movie. I think this is kinda just the weakest of the links, and truthfully, everything from 9 on up is interchangeable for me. I don't think
Okay.
there's any there's such little differential to me.
So I have Homecoming way higher, but I'm with you on there is a significant drop for me from 9 to or from 8 to 9. Like in my numerical values here, I gave Spider-Man 3 a 5.5 out of 10 and I gave my next one a 7 out of 10. I think that's the biggest jump I had from any
Yeah.
individual movie. Um so I am kind of with you in that, but I'm not with you in where you place Homecoming. And I'll get into my thoughts on Homecoming later. I have to save it for a little while, but and we can maybe debate about it then when we get there. But I have a lot of different thoughts about it than you do. But um, I'm at my 8 now, and my 8 will be my least favorite out of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. It will be Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Dude. Dude. That's my 8.
Okay,
Yeah.
hey, we agree on one thing. You had Homecoming lower than it, so it's not your least favorite Tom Holland movie. But yeah, I mean, we can. I guess we can both openly discuss it then here. But we have. I don't like that it's not New York. That is a problem I have with it. Like Spider-Man's a New York character. I get what you're going for there, but it's just it is a bit of a problem with Spider-Man. Like I understand the whole like it's fun to be in a different country. Um, I enjoy the twist of Mysterio. I wish we could have a real Mysterio, but I also really like how they did Mysterio in this movie, so I don't care too much about it. I like my favorite scene in this movie is when he finally gets his Peter Tingle working. I don't like that they can't just call it Spider Sense, but or Spidey Sense, but whatever. When he finally with that Spidey Sense or Peter Tingle scene where it's like him sensing all the drones, that scene is really cool.
Yeah.
Um, Overall good movie. I don't like that it's not actually Nick Fury, it's a scroll. That's kind of it's like, but also I kind of was picking up on Nick Fury being weird throughout the movie. I was like, that's not I don't think that's Nick Fury. Nick Fury wouldn't do that throughout the movie. I was like, it was a bit weird. And I understand they wanted to set up Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion sucked, so they shouldn't have set it up. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a good movie, and I quite enjoy it. I think the comedy is really good in a lot of parts of it. Um, MJ, Ned, and Peter all have great chemistry. They just do. Like those
Yeah.
three actors all are great together, and you can really feel that through the movie, and that helps the movie out a lot.
Yeah, I definitely really like this movie. I think it's just it's again, I guess, kinda just a weak-ish performance. I don't know. I
Out
feel
of
like
Tom,
everything just didn't come together as perfect for me in
it
this movie.
has no like pizzazz to it. Like we were kind of saying, and I could kind of say this about Brand New Day also, where it doesn't have this like big hitter thing. But I mean, I guess we'll get into our ranking of where we rank that movie amongst these later. But like, it is Far From Home is a very good movie, but it's not great, and there's a significant step down from the great movies. Because I have this one at a 7 out of 10. My next one is at an 8.2 out of 10. So from now on, every movie I have is an 8 or higher.
Okay.
Um, my next movie is going to be number 7 on this list, Spider-Man 1, the first Tobey
Okay.
movie. I think it's a really good movie. If I watched this when it came out and it was the only Spider-Man movie that existed, I'd be like, wow, that was awesome. Like I would just be like in awe of it. I think Spider-Man 2, you can notice I have not named this one yet, is a better Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. But I love Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. Um, I really like it. It's a good origin story movie. It's my favorite of the origin story movies, although you have not listed The Amazing Spider-Man 1, which is my lowest on this list. But it is my favorite of the origin movies. We'll see if it's yours. Because Homecoming's not an origin movie, and quite intentionally, they didn't want to do that again. They wanted to do something different, throw him in already being Spider-Man, which I enjoy. But Spider-Man 1, very good movie. And yeah, I mean, just a very enjoyable movie. It has a few flaws. Toby isn't always awesome throughout it. He has moments where it's like, you're not a great actor in some moments, but then he has moments where it's like, oh, I loved it. Like that was great. So overall, good movie. And that was one of the earlier superhero movie, or earlier of the 2000s era for superhero movies. I think it was 2002. So they did a really good job for doing what they could during 2002, especially with like it. The CGI kind of sucks. Whenever they use CGI, it's like very bad. But CGI just sucked back then. So it is what it is. They did practical swinging when they could, and they did practical stuff whenever they could, and it shows that I thought they did a very good job visually. It's maybe not great, but for what they had, they did a really good job. Really good movie.
Yeah, so for my 7, I have a Brand New Day.
Okay.
That's where I put it.
Yeah, I can't help but notice that the Amazing Spider-Man keeps climbing up this list for you.
Hey, we'll get there when we get there.
It's gonna be at 1, and mine's at last, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh.
The Amazing Spider Andrew's my goat. The Amazing Spider-Man is number
You
1.
come out as like, except you hate Amazing Spider-Man 2, but like you love the Amazing Spider-Man 1. It's just
Yeah.
complete reversal. Like that would really make the Amazing Spider-Man 2 your least favorite movie ever if you hated it that much and like you loved the first one that much.
Yeah.
But yeah. I yeah. I mean, Brand New Day is a very good movie.
Yeah, we spent a
We've
lot of
talked
time
about
talking
it a
about it.
lot. So we're gonna skip past my 6 basically also because my 6 is Brand New Day. So I have it a little bit above Spider-Man 1, but yeah, I have it right there. You said you had it at 7. I have it at 6. But yeah, we can move past my 6 though because we've talked a lot about it. So let's go to your 6.
So my 6 is The Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay,
I
there it
love
finally comes.
I
Oh, it's in
love
the
that.
top half. Oh, it's in the middle, I guess. It's in the middle.
Yeah. So I love that movie. It's there's so much drama to it. There's the aspects of it that it's so different from the Toby series, and it's so
Sure.
different from the Holland series. I think I really like the direction of the first movie. The first movie had the lizard is kind of a good villain with despite the CGI. The CGI is the only thing, and it's what you see, so it's what you think about. But
I'll give you it's the best villain of the Andrew movies, but the Andrew movies I thought had the worst villains on this list by far.
yeah. So, but I'm saying that this movie was better than Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Is
I have it worse.
it's better. So
I have it basically equal, to be fair. Like I have it, it could flip.
but I loved the relationship that, Andrew had with aunt and uncle. It's
Yeah,
such a great dynamic that they had, and it makes Uncle Ben
Uncle
dying
Ben's
that
death
much more
is the
significant.
best Uncle Ben death. Yes.
And it's also the Gwen death or the Gwen Stacy's dad death at
Yeah,
the end is also
solid.
extremely significant and holds weight in the sequel, and it holds weight to Peter's life and what he thinks he can do with himself.
Yeah. I I don't disagree with that there. I didn't actually like the Lizard as a villain. I'll still give you as the best villain out of the Andrew movies. I don't think that's a very high bar. Um, I don't know. I don't like a lot of the like I don't like the like skater boy Peter. I thought he kind of just he wasn't a good enough person for me. Like for what I want my Peter Parker being, he wasn't a good enough person. I don't know. That's just
What was how was he a bad person?
like he went down hunting Uncle Ben's killer basically. He wanted to kill
So
him.
did Toby.
Yeah, but I liked it better in the Toby movies. I don't know. I see you there. I just like the Toby movie way better, to be fair. I don't actually know if I love that part with Toby movie either. I just like the movie better. I think the movie's significantly better. But I don't yeah, I just Andrew's
Let
a
me
really
let me
good
get this
actor.
straight though.
I think the writing of those movies just are bad. I think
Let
they
me
just
get this
give it
straight though.
bad writing.
When No Way Home came out,
Sure.
um, I
Yeah.
rewatched the Toby series, and I
Okay.
realized I actually don't hate it. I used to think that I hated it, and I rewatched it after
I
No Way
like it a
Home, and I was
lot.
like, "You know what? This is not the bad movie that everyone made it out to be." It's a lot like, Dark Knight Rises. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's so bad. It's the
You're
worst of
talking
the
about
series,"
The
but
Amazing
it's
Spider-Man
not
1
that
here?
bad. It's not that bad.
Maybe I need to rewatch it, but I don't know. I've seen it since No Way Home. I didn't like it that much. I don't know.
I
We have
think you
differing
just gotta
opinions. I
think
mean, you
about
don't
it.
like Homecoming. You really don't like Homecoming, and I have it way higher than you. So we'll get into that also. We
Yeah.
have some disagreements, which I like. We agreed too much with Christopher Nolan. We don't agree a lot with Spider-Man, and I kind of like that.
Well, we
So
also have limited range with Nolan because we haven't seen all of it.
that's true. We had like 8 total movies. But yeah, no, I have strong opinions about Spider-Man movies. But yeah, so I'll jump into my 5 here. Because I did my 6 was Brand New Day. We didn't really talk about that. My 5 going to be Spider-Man 2. I think it's the best Tobey movie. I think um visually it looks really good. That there's something about the train scene. The train scene is so good. It might be one of the best scenes ever done in a Spider-Man movie. It's really good. Um Doc Ock, I love how practical it is and how real those his arms look. It looks really good throughout the entire movie. Um really good villain. I still fluctuate between if I actually think he's a better villain. I don't know if I think he's a better villain than Green Goblin. Like I still
Yeah.
like the I like Willem Dafoe's Green
Yeah.
Goblin a lot also. I just like both of them. I think they're both really good villains. I think Tobey's movies started out with heaters and villains, and then they were like, let's do 3 villains in Spider-Man 3. And that just didn't go as well for me. But I think the Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 villains are great. I think it's just a great movie. Yeah, I mean, I think it's Toby's best performance in as Spider-Man. It's as I kind of said earlier, it's the opposite of Brand New Day, where it's he he wants to be Peter and wants to have all the Peter Parker things he can have, but that means he denies Spider-Man for a little bit. But eventually he figures it out. I like that storyline. I think it's a good
Yeah.
storyline, and I like the. I don't get me wrong. I also like the reverse storyline in Brand New Day. I just think they did the storyline better in Spider-Man 2 than they did in Brand New Day. Um, so that's why I literally have it just simply one spot higher than Brand New Day. But good movie. Yeah, yeah. The final fight is good. Yeah, really good movie. Train scene, man. Train scene.
Train scene. I really thought there was gonna be something similar to the train scene in, Brand New Day when they went
Yeah.
into the hospital. I thought the doctors was gonna be like, "Hey, no worries, your secret's safe with us," or I thought there was gonna be an homage to, "Don't worry, Spider-Man, we got you," in the train scene. I thought that was gonna be something, but it didn't end up happening. But, if we're ready to move on, my
Yeah.
number 5, which I think yours is gonna be a lot higher than where I have it, I have Across the Spider-Verse. To me,
Okay.
this a significant knock because it's not the complete story.
Okay, sure, but
You have
that
I
doesn't
if
okay.
but if you wait until Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out and the 2 movies work really well together, I think they will pair up and go up the list for me.
Okay. So you're
But,
willing to move it up when Beyond's awesome.
I mean, I told you from 9 up, everything was interchangeable.
I'll tell you what, I'll cry if Beyond's not awesome. I'll also cry if it's awesome because 'cause I'll just be so happy. I'll be so happy if it's awesome, and I'll be really, really, really upset if it's not good.
Yeah,
Because I think it'll be my favorite trilogy of all time if it's good. But
yeah.
we'll get there. Yeah, I do not have Across that low. I think it's a shame that you do. Um, so where we're at 4 now?
Yeah,
Or you just did your 5, right?
I did my
Do you have anything else you wanna say about Across? Or is it just like, you really think it's good, it's just not a finished story? Is
Yeah,
that
I really
okay,
think it's good. It's not finished. It's not a full
okay,
story.
okay. So you just care about it not being a full story that much. Okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha. Um, my 4 is gonna be Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Okay.
I think really good movie, really fun time. You're probably thinking, "How has he not said Homecoming yet?" Yeah, I haven't. This is correct. I have not seen Spider-Man: Homecoming yet. Spider-Man: No Way Home is going to be at my 4. I have it at a 9 out of 10. Really good movie. Some people say it's just nostalgia bait. I like a lot of the parts that aren't with the other Spider-Man. I like a lot of that stuff. Like I like all the him being outed at Spider-Man and dealing with that, and then the other Spider-Man don't show up before Aunt May dies. That's the best scene in the movie when it's so devastating when Aunt May dies, and it's also Peter's fault. Like, it is truly Peter's fault that Aunt May dies, and he has to just live with that burden that is his fault. I think that was so good. I've said that's my favorite scene of Tom Holland acting. It is. It's still it. It's so good. That scene is perfect. Um, then when the other Spider-Man come in, the movie just goes to another level still. Like, I still really like it. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
say like it's not nostalgia bait though. I think you can write that movie really well without the other Spider-Man showing up. I don't know how you get Peter to actually beat those other villains without the other Spider-Man showing up, but you can still write a good movie without the other Spider-Man. But adding the Spider-Man just makes it even better. Like, why is it bad to be nostalgia bait? It's still really fun and really good. Seeing all the three Spider-Men together is awesome. It is I thought this is where I'm like, maybe I do want an Amazing Spider-Man 3 because Andrew is so good in this movie. He's so funny. He's
I
so
think you just need
charming.
to watch The Amazing Spider-Man 1 with an open heart
I don't
and an
I don't
open mind.
I don't think I need to
I think you do.
again. I don't want to watch that movie. But maybe we'll watch it together, Gabe. How about that? But you're gonna watch Homecoming with me then. Uh,
I don't hate Homecoming. Everything
I
from
know.
9 up. 10 and 11 are bad. 9
Okay.
up, I don't really I'm
Okay.
they're
Well,
not.
I think 8 up is good. But yeah. Um, but yeah, so Homecoming or sorry, No Way Home is really good. I mean, you have it high on this list also, so I don't think we're going to disagree on that because you
Yep.
also have it higher on this list. But let's see, what's your number 4?
My 4 is Spider-Man from Tobey Maguire.
Spider-Man 1. Yep, got
Yep.
it. Yeah, yeah, great movie.
Yep. Great movie.
Yeah,
I mean, uh,
and you
it's
said you rewatched those and realized that they were better after watching No Way Home. Is that what you said?
I said The Amazing Spider-Man, I
Oh, okay,
rewatched
never mind.
after No Way
Okay,
Home.
okay.
But also, Spider-Man 1 is one of the movies that made little kid Gabe
Yeah,
cry because Uncle
yeah,
Ben died.
yeah. It's really good. No, dude, like this is the first Spider-Man movie I watched because I mean I watched the Toby movies before I watched any Andrew movie. And definitely before I watched Homecoming because I had seen all the Spider-Man movies that were out before Homecoming came. But yeah, I mean it's Spider-Man 1. It's really good. I have it low on this list, but it's not like I have it so tight here with all these movies. Like and like on the right day, it can just move up. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I wish I could go back in time and watch it for the first time again. Like all these movies, really, I do. Like they're so yeah. Spider-Man movies are just good. Spider-Man and Batman. I know Batman for you is your favorite character. For me, Spider-Man and Batman always flip. Like I go back and forth between them, and I love them. But I'm going to go. My three is going to be Spider-Man: Homecoming. I believe it is the best live-action Spider-Man movie we have. I love the coming of age story. I love the inclusion of Iron Man as a mentor. I don't think he's fully Iron Boy Jr. like people like get mad about. I like that he has a mentor because he's a 15-year-old kid living in the New York Marvel world. Why do we like people are so excited to get Spider-Man in Marvel and then they're mad when we have him with Marvel characters. That felt dumb to me. Of course he's gonna if he's in the MCU, of course he's gonna be mentored by a Spider-Man by a Marvel character. That makes perfect sense.
That's the point of them being in the MCU.
Yeah, exactly. Why else is like if you don't want to see him in the MCU, watch Spider-Man 1. It's that simple. He I love that he's in high school. I love how much high school matters in this movie and him like I love the little stuff where it's like Spider-Man is typically about like what will Spider-Man sacrifice for of his life to do good for people. And typically it's like sacrificing major things. I like that it's like sacrificing himself getting like a high school experience. Like I love that it's like, oh, he can't go to the dance because he has to go take down Vulture. I love that it's like he can't compete in the math. I think it was math or trivia or whatever. I think it's math.
Yeah, it was mathlete,
Math lead, yeah.
whatever.
I love that he can't do that because he has to go do Spider-Man stuff. It's like it's little stakes, but it's still stakes, and it means a lot to him. I
Mhm.
love the love interest, and man, do I love the twist. Vulture is so good, and the twist that he's Liz's father is so well done. It is awesome. I did not see that one coming at all. Really well done twist. I think Vulture is so good in this movie. Um, he's just yeah, I mean, he's just really good. I love that he's not necessarily like a bad person totally. Like he's doing some bad things, but he's not a bad guy. Where it's like you can understand where he's coming from in the hand he was dealt. And I really like how much you can understand it. He does bad things. I'm not going to defend that. He does bad things and he tries to kill Spider-Man. That's messed up. Don't try to kill Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. But I love that I love that Spider-Man failed in this movie several times. But then by the end he succeeds. People get mad at this movie for not having a lot of action. I think the action's fine in the movie. There's not a ton of action. It's not a very action-heavy Spider-Man movie, and I think that's okay. I think it's okay. It's a really good coming-of-age story. I still think it is the best Spider-Man live-action movie we have gotten. Not by a lot. Like, I barely have it edging over No Way Home. I barely have it over Spider-Man 2. I barely have it. I would say it's a significant step above Brand New Day, though. Like, the Spider-Man 2 and No Way Home could flip depending on the day for me, but I do think it's a step above Brand New Day. So,
I
yeah.
just don't think I'm looking at my list. I really don't feel like I would want to I don't feel like I would want to put it above anything else.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
So what's your biggest flaw like problems with it?
it's just not enjoyable to me.
All
I
right.
just don't wanna
All
watch
right.
it. I just
All
don't
right,
feel like
fine.
doing it.
I love watching it. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Homecoming is a movie that I never have, I need to rewatch that feeling.
Damn. I watch it once a year. I love that movie.
It's just it feels like a story that I understood once and I didn't need to go back to.
Sure. Well, we feel differently about it. What's your number 3?
My 3 is No Way Home.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We have it in similar spots.
Yeah. I think I get I thought I didn't like it as much a couple months after the release because then I was like,
Okay.
I feel like it kinda was just nostalgia. I don't know if the plot was really that terrific, but I rewatched it, a couple weeks ago, kind of in preparation for watching Brand New Day. The plot is fantastic. I mean, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
truly a mess of
Yeah.
Spider-Man's making that he has to clean
Yeah,
up,
it's
and by
awesome.
cleaning it up,
Yeah,
he
he messed up.
ruins
It's
his
all
life.
his fault. Aunt
It's
May
all
dies
his
because of
fault.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
awesome.
But yeah, instead of choosing to be Peter Parker, instead of choosing to be with his friends, he needs to be Spider-Man and let them go.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. It's so well written. Um, oh, my my
Man
monitor just
down.
turned off. That was weird. Sorry, guys. My did it go black for you?
No, I think your camera quality dropped a little bit.
Okay, my monitor just turned off. That was bizarre. Whatever. It's back on. Um, don't do that again, monitor. Uh, I will not edit that part out. That is something I don't care enough. That's in. But yeah, okay. Really good movie. Really well written. Um, yeah, I'm ready to jump to my number two. If you're paying attention, my top two are the animated across. They are the Spider Verse movies. I'm going to put it at number two because I don't dock across for not being a finished product yet. So I'm going to put number two Into the Spider Verse. I think it is a phenomenal movie, and it was the best Spider Man movie we had ever gotten until we got across. But I at number two, I have Into the Spider Verse.
What?
What?
You're saying Into the Spider-Verse is number 2.
Yes,
It's not a complete story.
it's so good though.
But Into the Spider-Verse is beyond incredible, and
It's
it
also
stands
so
alone,
good.
and it stands alone. It could be
But across just builds off of everything.
it
And
builds, but it doesn't amount to anything.
not yet, but it will. And when it will, you're gonna go back and be like, "Oh, Across is the best movie out of those." Like,
No,
I
because
think
then the 3rd movie will be the best movie out of them because it resolves everything. It's the end of the
I
story.
I don't think the third movie can be better than Across. I have Across as a damn near perfect movie. I don't care that it's not a finished product, Gabe. It's
No, but
so good.
you're
Every part of it is perfect. I was sitting in that theater and I was just like, dude, I like when the intro with Gwen, when she's like playing the drums and stuff while it's going through what she's been going through like in her life. It's so good. And just like everything they did is so good. Obviously, there's no single point where where the art is not like world changing art. Like the animation is so much better than like almost any other animated project ever. It is phenomenal. And that's the same way with Into also. The animation for both these movies are so good. But yeah, I literally Gabe, by the way, I have it as a 9.8 out of 10 for Into and a 9.9 out of 10 for Across. So I have them like neck and neck. But yeah, there's not a single part of these movies I don't like, except for I just think that I just got a different feeling from Across than I did from Into. I just like the story where it's going more than I did in Into, and I loved where it was. I loved everything in Into, and it's a complete story. And I would be fine if we never got another movie after Into. But Across showed me why we needed more. Like Across is like, oh, that's why we need more of this. This is so needed. It's so good. Beyond the Spider Verse is my most anticipated movie. Like in the next I don't know what it's 2028, I think for now, unless it gets pushed back again. But it's my most anticipated movie of 2028. I'm so excited for it. Yeah, it's gonna be my favorite trilogy of all time. I am refusing to accept that that movie will be poor. I'm going to deny that that movie could suck, and it will forever be a really good movie. It's going to be great, and it's going to be a 9.5 out of 10. And this will be my favorite trilogy of all time.
So I have Spider-Man 2 at number
That's
2
right.
and
You have
then
it really
Into the
high. Yeah,
Spider-Verse at number 1. But think about it this way. If Beyond the Spider-Verse is bad, you are
it won't
hey,
be.
no, thought bubble
No,
with
no,
me. Thought
no,
bubble with me.
no.
If Beyond the Spider-Verse is bad, all right, I'll tell the viewer. Viewer, if Beyond the Spider-Verse is bad,
No.
you will
Don't listen, viewer.
you think about Toy Story. You will when they're showing Woody the show about Woody, and what show he's from, and they're like they turn it off and they're like, "They never made another one after that. That's it. The show's over." That is what I'm doing if Beyond the Spider-Verse sucks, they will never know that Across the Spider-Verse happened, because Into the Spider-Verse is a complete story on its own, and they will just know, "Wow, that was a beautiful movie." Across the Spider-Verse has no weight if the 3rd movie sucks.
No. Wrong.
It's true. It's true.
No. It
Yep.
will be perfect. It's going to be perfect.
Dude, it's like The Office. You just kind of stop watching after season 6,
Season 7.
7. You kind of just stop watching after 7 because you know it's if it got worse.
Yeah, but Miles Morales is not leaving the show, okay? Miles Morales is not he's not gonna like not be in Beyond. He's gonna be the main character still. In fact, there's gonna be 2 of him. There's gonna be the Prowler Miles also. We'll have 2 Mileses. But yeah, okay. Well, those are our rankings for all 11 Spider-Man films. That took a little while. Do you want to now do the other segment that I had proposed at the end, which is I'm going to just toss up Marvel movies and you say if you would rather watch that or if you would rather watch Brand New Day.
Yeah,
That will
let's
be
do
the
it.
segment. All right. This can be kind of quicker, as quick as you need to think about it. Infinity War. This should be easy.
Infinity War.
Yeah. That was a toss up, okay? Winter Soldier.
Ooh, I think Winter Soldier. I think I would
Yeah.
rather watch
Same.
Winter Soldier. I think it's a better story. I think the mystery
Yeah.
about it was stronger.
Yes. I think Winter Soldier is a phenomenal movie. I think I like the character of Spider-Man more, so that would maybe help out Brand New Day, but still Winter Soldier is so good. Fantastic Four. The new one,
Brand
obviously.
New Day.
Not okay, yeah. I would go Brand New Day, but I really like Fantastic Four. I think it's a really
I
good movie.
thought Fantastic Four was like 7.5, somewhere around there. I thought it
Okay.
was a good story. I just didn't think that they yeah, I mean, this is kinda just the thing with any Galactus story. They don't solve the problem, they just push it away.
Yeah, but how are they gonna solve the problem?
I don't know. It's just kind of something to think about.
Normally, in like the comics, doesn't the Watcher help them out? Like it's like because they're just screwed. They can't actually stop Galactus.
No, they
But
can't.
okay, Thunderbolts.
Ooh,
Yeah, I thought
okay.
that was a really good one for me.
See, I didn't watch Thunderbolts when it came out in theaters.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
waited a long time, really. I think in the past year is the first time I watched it,
Wow. It's
and
really good.
it was really good. It
Yeah.
surprised me a lot.
I'm sad you didn't watch
Um,
it in theaters. It was really good.
I would say Thunderbolts barely.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Spider-Man: Brand New Day. It is simply because I like the character Spider-Man. I think they're equal movies,
Yeah.
but I like the character Spider-Man, and Yelena's still in this movie and funny in this movie, so I still have that also. Avengers: Endgame. That should be. We'll,
Yeah,
we'll see how
Endgame.
that is. Yeah, I'm going Endgame also. And Endgame is there's points of Endgame that aren't that good, like, but Endgame's so epic, and you can't beat the portal scene in the final battle. It's just perfect. It's so good, and it finishes off everything in the Infinity Saga. It's just so good. Thor Ragnarok.
I love Ragnarok,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna go Ragnarok.
I'm gonna go Ragnarok also. I know some people don't like that one as much, so I had to throw it in there.
Well, I think they don't like it because it sets up how bad Love and Thunder is. It
Sure,
changes
and
Thor
I
from
will
being a
agree with
god
people
to
when they
so
say that.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but here's the problem: is Ragnarok actually was funny, and Love and Thunder wasn't actually funny. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So that's why. Ant-Man.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh. So
yeah,
Ant-Man was a fun time when it came
yeah.
out.
Ant-Man's really fun.
I don't know if I've watched it. Actually, I probably did leading up to Infinity War or to
Yeah,
Endgame, but,
been a while.
I think I would see because Ant-Man's really funny, and it's a
Really
really
funny.
fun time,
It's one of the funniest MCU movies.
and it's a unique story. It's something that I don't have.
The heist is so fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's close. That's really close. I think I would say Brand New Day, though.
I am going to say Brand New Day, but it's really close. Ant-Man has some lower points that just I don't think I ever like. Yeah, I think maybe the plot of Brand New Day overall is better, but Ant-Man's really funny. The heist is really good. It's really funny also. And it's really good. Like it feels like an Ocean's movie at times when they're doing the heist, and that's really good. But yeah, I mean it's really good. Avengers Age of Ultron.
I love Age of Ultron.
Okay, you're high
So
on
it's
Age of Ultron, guy.
easy Age of Ultron for me.
Okay, well, I'm a little bit lower on Age of Ultron, but I would still go Age of Ultron. I would watch any Avengers movie that has come out more than it is my least favorite of the Avengers movies. Don't get that wrong, but I would still watch it above Spider-Man. Brand New Day.
Yeah.
Um, Captain America 1 as my last movie I have up out there.
Uh, See, I don't have a strong memory of Captain America
I mean, it's
1.
the war, it's the period piece, and
Yeah. It's a really strong story, and it's really heartfelt.
mhm.
Um, but so is Brand New Day.
Yeah,
It's a weaker story, I guess, but it's still really heartfelt and makes you feel
and
good.
Spider-Man's doing Spider-Man things in it, which helps it. That helps Brand New Day out so much that Spider-Man's out there doing Spider-Man stuff. It's really fun.
I think I would go Captain America 1.
I'm gonna go Spider-Man. Um, and then I lied. I have one more. Iron Man 1 because I know that was a clip we posted and people got mad at us for saying something about Iron Man 1. But Iron Man 1 or Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Uh, I think Iron Man 1. Iron Man 1 had so much aura to it. It
Yeah.
was
I'm going Iron Man 1 as well. People who said that who were pissed for me because I had several people get mad at me for saying Spider or Superman is better than Iron Man. Suck it up. Superman's better than Iron Man 1. Now Iron Man 1 is still a phenomenal movie, but Superman is better than Iron Man 1. But Spider-Man Brand New Day, it is not better than Iron Man 1. It is a good movie. Iron Man 1 is more towards great movie. It's so good. There's a reason the MCU is as successful as it is, and it's because that movie was as good as it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That movie is phenomenal. But yeah, I think that is all I had prepared. Would you like to talk about anything else? We could talk maybe about if we want to talk about anything like that Comic Con revealed or anything else, but also we can just move on. We've gone for an hour 15 now.
Yeah, I don't really
Yeah,
I mean, anything from Comic-Con is kinda just already spoken about. I
it's been
think
talked about.
there's nothing that's like, "I need to talk about
Yeah.
that."
Like, oh, Ghost Rider, that's fun.
Yeah, goes
That's
cool,
fun.
cool.
Yeah, that could be fun. Black Panther, weird that T'Challa's old now. Like the little kid after
Oh, yeah.
Wakanda Forever is now like a fully grown adult. I'm
Well, you
weird. I
gotta
don't
think
know how that
about
happened.
all the time jumps that are happening.
They're gonna have a lot of time jump. That's
Well,
gonna be a
no, the
crazy
time
time
jumps that
jump.
have already happened with Brand New Day, time jumps are happening. I think there was some time jumps with Thunderbolts,
Yeah, I don't know. I just
and
don't understand
also
the MCU timeline.
I
Maybe
also
that's what it
think
is.
Black
I just don't
Panther
understand
2
the timeline.
released, uh, really yeah, 2022 is when Black Panther 2 released, and he was, like, 8,
Yeah, he was really young, but now he's like 30.
but they're gonna make up him and make him look young.
That's true. Okay, but they're gonna make him look 23.
Yeah, and that's a
Okay,
reasonable timeline. Because
15 years.
add 6 years for actual time, and then all the time
I
jumps
guess
that are
you know
that
what? Secret Wars is just gonna have crazy shit happen. That's what the right? It's crazy shit's going down in Secret. That's gonna take like 10 years to solve.
yeah.
Like how Endgame had like a what 4 year. Endgame had a big time jump. I forget what the exact
Yeah, it
number.
was 4 or 5. I think it's
Yeah,
5.
yeah, but yeah. Either way, thank you for joining me, Gabe. Would you like to shout out any content you have or any socials or anything?
Yeah, follow me on the Gabe Jank on literally everything.
Everything.
If I have it, that's what it's under. Other than that, I've got some sports stuff coming up, but that's starting probably September-ish, so
Yeah,
keep a
yeah. I
lookout.
mean, we're both excited to get back to campus, I believe, and
Yeah.
that should be a lot of fun. Look out for me personally. I'm going to be doing a little I just did some college football stuff. I'm going to be ramping up my football content here. I just went to Big 10 Media Day, so I might do a piece or even I might do a podcast about my thoughts about that, but I was like cuz I have some thoughts, but I also did just release an article ranking how I feel the Big Ten teams are going to rank, and I am competing against Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini to see who does the best because they also ranked it for me. That is the article I just
Let
gave.
me ask you a
Yeah,
sneak peek.
yeah.
Where do you have Oregon?
I have Oregon at 2.
Okay.
This is not a sneak peek, by the way. The article is out, but
Well, sneak peek for anyone who hasn't
sure,
read it.
sure. For anyone who's not read that, go read that article. Sorry to my English teachers, that article did get AI flagged. I copy and pasted Gemini, Claude, and ChatGPT's ranking of said teams. But yeah, I think it was a good experiment. I guess if I lose to these AI engines, I'm gonna be kind of pissed. I'm gonna be disappointed. But
Oh, speaking of, I had a a thing pop up that said you were gonna walk 50 miles if Argentina lost.
No, that was a specific game.
Okay, 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 okay. Just had
So
to.
it now it got scary, Gabe. That was the that game went to extra time. And Gabe, I was counting how long 50 miles would take for me. It would have been bad, Gabe.
Yeah, would've.
I'm
Yeah.
fat. That wouldn't have gone well. But I don't have to do it because they only lost. They did not lose that game. They lost in the final, but that was fine. It was a specific game. It was
Okay,
against
okay.
oh, who was it against? Maybe it
Was
was
it against
Egypt.
England?
No, it was earlier. It was like it was one of the first knockout round games. It was
Okay.
before the semis. It was definitely before semis. But either way, they didn't lose that game, so I'm fine. But yeah, I might do stuff like that. Probably not 50 miles. After I typed it out and sent it, I realized how long that would actually take me. But I might do like gimmicks where I post something and I'm like, I'll do this if this team loses, if I'm confident in something. I think that I can make a fun video out of it.
Yeah.
Vlogging me doing something really annoying. I might ask you guys to help me do that maybe in the future. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I do not have to walk 50 miles. Thank you, Gabe, for joining me. This has been our podcast about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Go see it in theaters, by the way. It is worth seeing. Thanks for watching.